pandemic.
The Biden administration recently expanded the policy to include Venezuelans who are arriving in increasing numbers. The House Oversight Committee says former President Donald Trump's company charged the Secret Service exorbitant hotel rates on dozens of trips. The panel reports there were 5 stays charged at 3 times the allowed rate, suggesting a taxpayer-funded windfall for Trump's businesses. Several Middle Eastern OPEC members are defending their recent decision to cut oil production, saying it's economically, not politically motivated. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre was asked about Biden, saying there would be consequences for Saudi Arabia.
There's nothing imminently moving right now in Congress regarding this, so there is time for the president to have those consultations, those conversations.
The Biden administration accused Saudi Arabia of benefiting Russia during the Ukraine war. I'm Mary Sherman for Pacifica Network and Public News Service. Find Array Trust indicators to support transparency and accuracy at publicnewsservice.org.
Good morning. It's KCHW 102.7. We are finally live after a little delay. And it's Scott and Val on a Tuesday. Good morning to my sister Val. Good morning, Val.
Good morning, brother.
All right. So live from Deer Park. Yay! All right. Trying a new configuration just to see if we've been having some problems with like metallic sounds and echo, and not purposeful echo like this. It was different stuff where people sounded like robots. So I know we got a couple people already logged on Facebook waiting for us. So if you hear something weird this morning, we didn't have time to do all the checks that I wanted to. So hopefully everything is sounding okay. We got our fingers crossed anyways. All right, getting fired up this morning. Since we're late, we better roll out some weather. It looks like it's your last sunny day for a while, and I know you guys need this. You're saying it's really smoky, right, Val?
It's been terrible. Yesterday was really bad, and I was telling you earlier that I keep thinking, am I catching a cold? Maybe I'm catching a cold. And then it just stays in that sneeze, 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 and scratchy throat. But I know it's not a cold. I know it's the smoke. So it's been miserable. I'm ready for rain or something.
Yeah, I've got other friends around the Chewela area, believe it or not, and they complain about stuff like that too. It feels like I have a cold, and I think after you inhale it for so long, it does totally irritate nasal passages, your throat, and if you've got any existing lung problems or you're a smoker, it probably really doubles up on you.
Yeah, and I don't feel like I do, but at the same time, I've just felt like a heavy chest and all of that, like I have asthma. So yeah, it's been miserable. I'm ready for it to be over.
All right. Taking a look at our weather forecast, then today you're looking at 76 and 40, and I was wrong. You have 2 sunny days left. 76 today, 40 overnight with abundant sunshine. Sunny tomorrow as well, 74 and 42. Thursday, your transition day, 69 for a high, 40 for a low, and partly cloudy skies. Then Friday, unless things change, it looks like the rain comes in at 65%. So a good chance there of cleaning the air for you. On Friday, looking for a high of 58 and 39 for an overnight low. More on Saturday, 49 and 31, more traditional fall temperatures for eastern Washington, with showers on Friday at 70%. The weekend right now looking like partly cloudy, both Sunday and Monday, 51 both days, partly cloudy with a 25% chance of rain both days. So backing up a little, 65% chance of rain on Friday, high of 58, 70% on Saturday, high of 49, then partly cloudy Sunday, Monday at 51 with 25% chance of rain both days. So hopefully you guys are going to get your air cleaned up, and then look for it to stay wet all the way through next week with a chance of rain every single day and temperatures in the low to mid 50s.
You know, I know people have been loving the fall weather, how warm it's been and stuff, and I appreciate that too. But I'm ready for that fall weather. I'm definitely ready for rain. Yeah, I'm ready for the transition.
All right, my camera just fell.
I noticed that you went flying.
I'm glad it's not you like shining at something inappropriate.
Oh, now it's shining at something inappropriate.
Oh man, that's me, Val. That's me.
Trying to figure out what that was.
Not where I wanted it, but where it's gonna go for now. All right. Well, you don't want to see my muscles? Look at that. I've been working out.
Oh,
I
you
just
look at those
lost it
guns.
again. Wow. I guess I'm just now. I think it's all the way on the floor.
Yeah, it's shining up at a picture.
I think I can't get out of my chair. Maybe when you're reading something a little while later, I'll try to fix my camera.
Okay.
No need to post "Where's Scott?" I know I'm gone. I have no idea what happened there. All right, hold on. Things are a little clunky this morning. Let's do this. I feel better.
A little
better.
Star Trek always makes you feel better.
All right. So you got a new kitten. I see it all over Facebook.
Yes, a little. She is supposedly 6 weeks, but she looks way younger than that. She's so tiny, so tiny.
Super tiny.
Her name's Fiona. And so very sweet, very good kitty. The only problem in this whole setup is that our existing cat wants nothing to do with this.
Aw.
She's been very mean. The first few days we had the kitten, Fiona, that's the kitten, and Lily is our existing cat. Lily would, of course, hiss and growl at the kitten, but she would hiss and growl at Brad and I too, like, this is your fault. I mean, you tried to pick her up or pet her or whatever, she would just hiss at you and growl at you, and it was like, oh my gosh. And so you could tell she was very upset with us. So at least that's calmed down, which is good. But yeah, it's been an adventure.
All right. I know people hate it when I do Trump stories because they're always negative, and I know we've got some Trump supporters out there, but it's still news, folks. Whether you like it or not. And over the past 6 years, I've done so many negative Trump stories, I couldn't even begin to count them all. And, at least one of them has to be true. 6 years? Come on, folks. I mean, I know he's got a lot of supporters out there. But now you've heard of the story of the reporter Jean Carroll who's suing him for defamation after she claimed that he raped her years ago. And then he said a bunch of nasty stuff about her. And she started a defamation case. It was looking like that case could be thrown out because at the time he said he was president. And that ends up being a charge against the U.S. government, and you can't sue the U.S. government for defamation.
Oh, interesting.
So it looked like that case could be thrown out. But yesterday, he made the mistake of saying the exact same things nasty about her that he did when he was president, and he is no longer president. So it looks like they can do, like a thing where they add new information to the case and go ahead and proceed with that lawsuit anyways for defamation against him. So his mouth has done himself in because he said the exact same things that looked like it would, that he did when he was president now that he's not president. So there is yet another lawsuit. And then over the weekend, it came out. This is a good one. So, he's trolled by the Secret Service as a president and a former president, right?
Right.
So when he stays at, the Trump Organization hotels and stuff, the Secret Service have to have hotel rooms too, right?
And he charges the government for it, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Let's see. Taxpayers have paid so far in Secret Service hotel rooms for Mr. Trump $1.4 million, and it has come out that he's been charging them, 80% more than the price of a normal hotel room. So a night in one of his hotel rooms for a Secret Service agent, $1,100.
Wow.
So now there's a whole nother lawsuit that's probably going to come about. I wonder how, I'd be curious to be able to pull up and see exactly how many lawsuits he actually has against him. They just keep mounting. But
Oh, and he was doing the same thing when he was in office, and so that I mean, they've been talking about um, what he charges for the Secret Service to stay at his hotels ever since he became president.
wow. So
Yeah.
he made $1.4 million so far off the Secret Service, following him
Wow.
around. Yeah, I don't think
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
happened before in history where, a
Do,
president owned a hotel and the Secret Service would stay there and get charged.
do you remember as part of his campaign, one of the things he did on the campaign trail was say that he was going to have his own private security and he was going to save the taxpayers money by not having the Secret Service be his bodyguards.
Wasn't he going to forego his salary too?
Yeah, and I don't know if that might have happened, but I
Well, it
just
doesn't
remember
matter
that
if
was
it
his
did
big
because he's
deal.
making it on the back end.
Yes.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
good morning from Ron this morning. He says he's from 3,800 feet, Republic, Washington.
Oh,
He
he's
says
way
we're
up
sounding
there.
fantastic. Yeah, he says we're sounding fantastic.
All
from
right,
up
all
there.
right.
So,
I hope we
morning,
got the
Ron.
metal monster out of the gear. I think it was actually a problem, and we'll find out if it happens again. I think it was a problem here in my studio, where unable to hear people, I had it running into my board along with the sound effects. I had to really get creative. I have two different computers feeding one pair of headphones, and I didn't think that would work, but it seems to be working just fine. So, yay!
I think there should be a MacGyver award because you would win it every year.
Just
You hold things together with duct tape and and gum.
I remember getting in an argument with a radio engineer out of Seattle. That another radio station in Spokane was helping us when we got started, and he was saying, "You can't do it that way." And I said, "Yeah, I've been doing it that way for 3 years. Don't tell me I can't do it that way." He was telling me I needed a $10,000 piece of equipment to boost the sound quality and that kind of stuff, like a really fancy equalizer. It's called an Orban, and radio stations all over the planet use them. And he's like, "You can't do it without an Orban." I said, "Oh yeah, I am." So let me play this for him.
No, you got the wrong number. This is 912.
Or this is my favorite thing. I used to have this on my cell phone when you called.
We're sorry. You've reached an imaginary number. Please rotate your phone 90 degrees and try again.
I wonder if that works.
Do you remember one of our dad's sayings, and I say it quite often? It was, the rich do as they want to, the poor do as they can.
Oh. I thought you were
And
going to tell that dirty one about wishing in one hand and doing something else in the other and seeing which one filled up first.
no. But yeah, I mean, I feel like most of our lives, I mean, we've been, we do as we can and we make what we have work, and yeah.
Well, Mom and Dad weren't poor. They were
No.
they were maybe slightly upper middle class, owned businesses and stuff like that. But Dad still MacGyvered everything. Everything was
did.
MacGyvered. All
You
right.
came by your talent naturally.
I think I did. It must be genetic because, keep sending the gum and paper clips, please, and a little more duct tape. All right. Last, I think it's almost second to last Trump story. Donald Trump has lost his first legal skirmish in his battle against the New York Attorney General Lita James in her $250 million fraud case against him and his entire family. He was served officially. All right, 220-page lawsuit. Wow.
I don't know how he keeps track of all the ones he's got going on, I guess.
Could you imagine if you had that many people out to get you, what your life would feel like?
Well, no wonder why he has to charge the Secret Service $1,100 a night from his hotel. He's got to pay for all those lawyers.
Man. Oh, no, he doesn't pay for the lawyers. The Save America Foundation's paying for all of his legal fees, all of them, all of them. And they said
Wow.
right now it takes them, I read something the other day, it takes them like almost 90 cents for every dollar they raise. Yeah,
Wow.
there's some weird stuff going on. And this doesn't help either. I can't even say her name. You know that Ghislaine Maxwell that went down along with Jeffrey Epstein?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about in that whole...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So she
It's
held...
Ghislaine or something like that.
Yeah,
they say.
Ghislaine Maxwell who is in prison right now as part of the Jeffrey Epstein, I don't know what we call sex trafficking conviction. And she heaped praise on Prince Andrew and Donald Trump yesterday.
Oh, nice.
That's somebody you don't want talking about you or saying your name, right?
You would think.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, she Maxwell told the news outlet that she was flattered by Trump's well wishes for her after she was arrested. Maybe we'll run into each other in prison.
Yeah. There's some people that just shoot themselves in the foot every time they open up their mouths. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, I don't know.
All right. Out of Chicago.
Anyway,
Out of Chicago, they think.
I was going to say
Oh,
good
go ahead.
morning to Marion. Good morning,
morning, Marion.
Also on
Woohoo.
Facebook this morning. Thanks for listening.
All right. Drug out there called naltrexone, which is used to treat alcohol and opioid addiction, is helping people with severe COVID fog that keeps going even after they've shed the disease.
Oh, how cool is that?
Yeah. So they're going to do more research on it, but a couple people have been prescribed it, and one lady says it's amazing. She's totally back to normal. So maybe some hope for there. I've kind of wondered if that's my problem.
Oh, come on. You were foggy before.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've always been foggy. Now, another great story today. What to do in case of a nuclear attack.
Kiss your butt goodbye.
Yeah, place your head between your legs. Promptly kiss your butt goodbye.
Exactly.
So there's 13 do's and don'ts in case of a nuclear attack. I like it's like a, what do you call that? What they put in the front of the book, the prologue, something like that.
Preface?
Yeah. So they have a preface before the 13 do's and don'ts. The first one is, if a nuke hits close by, there's nothing you can do.
Really?
Yeah.
Should go without saying, shouldn't it?
It should, but all right. First one, drop to the ground with your face down and your hands tucked under your body. All right.
Okay.
I wish we could have set up a camera so you could demonstrate.
Well, we can't see you right now because your camera's pointed up in the air, so it would have to be me doing the demonstration, right?
Oh, yeah, I should have been letting you do this story. All right, don't stare directly at the blast.
Unless you're Trump, he can stare directly at the sun.
Yeah, it'll just make his hair more orange.
Okay, don't stare directly at the blast. Get down, put your face down, and your arms under your body. Right? I'm making notes. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Do. This is another do. So don't. That was first one was a don't. Look at the blast. Do cover your face with a towel or piece of clothing.
Okay.
It doesn't say why. I guess fallout maybe. Don't seek shelter in a car. It's not safe. All right.
Oh.
All right. They want
I want to know why about that.
Because it's not going to protect you. They find that brick and concrete buildings, such as schools or office buildings, if you can get away from glass, is the most protective. In fact, if you want to build a basement in your bunker, or a bunker in your basement, or a basement in your bunker. All right, I was waiting for the kickback on that. I think you need 18 inches of concrete, and radiation can't get through it.
Oh, okay.
Don't quote me on that, but it says do find a brick or concrete building such as a school or office, and of course you probably want to get downstairs. Don't stand near windows once you're indoors. Radiation goes right through them. Shut off your heaters and air conditioners. Don't suck all that stuff into the building. Take a shower as soon as possible if you're exposed. Get that radiation off you, and bag up and get rid of your clothes. It says use conditioner after your shampoo. Rinsing your hair with shampoo is critical after being exposed to radiation, but conditioner is a major no-no according to the CDC because conditioners carry compounds called catatonic surfactants, which bind to radioactive particles and trap them in your hair.
So my thing is, if you just had a radioactive, a nuclear bomb go off, what are the chances of having electricity so you can shower? And
you did cold shower, but is that water going to be pumped?
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't even have, living out where we do, we would,
Your
yeah,
well
we'd
wouldn't
have to
work.
go out. Yeah, we'd have to go out, start the generator, and then maybe get in the shower. Okay. Anyway,
Huh. All
continue though, because you're making me laugh.
Okay. Don't search for your family members right away. Bad idea. Stay inside,
Okay.
no matter how much you want to. That'd be really hard, really.
It would be.
Most of this is obvious. Don't eat food or unpackaged food or food that was left outside.
All right.
And then I like the last one here. Listen to the radio. Because Scott's going to be playing some really killer tunes. No, you want to get news and information. All right. Right. But
Right.
remember,
Well, so, might be a good idea to have a battery, like a little battery pack for your phone
oh, yeah,
in case your electricity's out so you can keep your phone charged.
if there's towers left.
Um,
Yeah.
If there's towers left. And it's sad because, I mean, we talked about this stuff as kids because we were in the Cold War with Russia
Oh, scary.
when we were
I was
younger.
petrified.
And
As a teenager, I was petrified by this. I worried about it every day. I had a 14-year-old ulcer.
exactly. I remember having nightmares about nuclear fallout, and so, I mean, we grew up, or I shouldn't say we grew up, but we experienced that when we were younger. And now to be back in that situation again when where we have to talk about what you would do in the event of a nuclear war, a nuclear bomb. I mean, how did we circle back around to this?
Scary.
Which is and again, who are we worried about dropping a nuke?
Ah,
Russia.
Russia. Oh, imagine that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is insane.
I've heard old timers, and we've lost so many of them from World War II veterans. But I remember years ago having them say when we were in the Cold War and stuff, at the end of World War II, we should have marched into Russia, and that one of the generals was really pushing the president at the time to do that. I've heard stories saying that we should have marched into Russia and ended communism there. And in hindsight, maybe they were right. Because
Yeah, I
look
don't know.
at the trouble we've had ever since. Because they were weak, is what they were saying. That was our one chance we could have marched in there and knocked out communism. Although people will get mad at me for saying this, I think if you took all the isms, socialism, capitalism, communism, utopiaism, you took all the isms that were out there and put them all into one ball, you could come up with a really great society.
Just
think
take
so.
the best of all of it.
Exactly. Just like all these countries that have a government health care and where the people don't have to pay it. It's crippling Americans. And as I've said before, when you go into retirement, if you get sick and end up in an old folks' home, government's going to come in and steal that life savings. Your children will never see it. If you're up there in age, I say give your inheritance away before you get sick. Because chances are, if you get sick, your kids will never see it. The government has found a way to swoop in at the end and take everything you ever made. So, and that's horrible. And if we had government-funded health care, that would not be a thing anymore. And I can't believe we can't take the 25 countries that do it, see how they do it, and come up with one that works for America. It seems like common sense to me, but who knows?
I just feel like there's too many people that benefit in this country from not making changes, whether we're talking about healthcare, whether we're talking about I don't know, lobbying in our Congress. We've talked before about the electoral college needing to go. There's too many people that have a vested interest in keeping things the way they are.
Like Aetna, Blue Cross, United Healthcare. I'm sure it goes on and on. No, because the government is not going to pay them as much as they're squeezing out of the American pockets.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Go ahead.
I was just, we had looked at with Brad's hip surgery, what we saw of the medical bill. Thank goodness we have insurance. But his bill, and it might be adjusted because he didn't actually spend the night in the hospital, but the bill they were showing us before his surgery was $80,000 for a hip replacement surgery where he got to the hospital at 5:30 in the morning and left by 2:30 in the afternoon.
Wow.
They wanted, and even if he had to stay overnight and it was 24 hours, $80,000 for 24 hours in a hospital. This is stupid.
Wow. Imagine if you didn't have health insurance.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Well, he wouldn't have been able to have his surgery, basically, right?
Right.
I mean, he would be living in pain for the rest of his life because we didn't have insurance and he couldn't afford the surgery. So it's just stuff like that. Now, granted, when, they probably half of that, they knock off that, because they make adjustments for your PPO, right?
Right.
But still, it's I can't even imagine if you had, say, COVID, where you were in the hospital for a month on a respirator. It must be millions and millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
It's just crazy to me.
Yep.
So.
Does not seem like it should cost that much. Or
It shouldn't.
One story I popped up, this is the last one I had off the news this morning. Sometimes having New York savvy means you know the worth of a shoebox. On Yahoo today, on Yahoo News, a picture of 23-year-old Alex Verhage, who lives in a 95-square-foot New York apartment, in which he pays $1,100 a month.
Oh, my gosh.
95 square feet. Isn't that about the size of a bathroom?
Yeah. It's like less than a 10 by 10 room.
Yeah.
My bedroom's bigger than that.
He has to sleep diagonally on his bed because he's tall.
Oh, jeez.
But he's totally jacked that he lives in Manhattan's East Village and got an apartment for $1,100 a month. Yeah, baby.
Wow. Wow. To each their own.
Oh, yeah. It's really weird seeing you but not seeing myself on camera, and I think I know why.
The ugly people know who they are.
Ah.
Well, Ron says Scott's turned into a framed picture.
Yeah, and it's not even a good, it's not even on the picture well because it's a picture of Yoda, so at least if it was centered on it, it'd be better. All right.
Yeah.
I'll fix it here in a second. You're listening to KCHW Chihuahua, looking at 8:07 on a late start Tuesday. And we move on to Bits and Breaks. Val, will you tell the story about the female doctor and a little bit of the history there for tomorrow?
I would love to.
All right.
Yeah. This ties into the fact that tomorrow, October 19th, Elizabeth Blackwell, back in 1849, became first woman in the U.S. to receive a medical degree. 1849. So this kind of ties into all that, a little story. A man fainted in the middle of a busy intersection. Traffic quickly piled up in all directions, and a woman rushed to help him. When she knelt down to loosen his collar, a man emerged from the crowd, pushed her aside, and said, "It's all right, honey. I have a course in first aid." The woman stood up and watched as the man took the injured person's pulse and prepared to administer artificial respiration. At this point, she tapped him on the shoulder and said, "When you get to the part about calling a doctor, I'm already here."
Oh, isn't that thing about like, she's a woman. She can't do it. She can't handle this. Ooh.
Yes. And
That's horrible.
Yeah. Yes. Crazy. There's, a man that is that condescending. It's all right, honey.
Step aside, woman. That'll get you punched nowadays, right?
I'm going to punch you as I walk by. Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to punch you when I walk by.
Uh-huh. Step aside. There's a man here. Ooh. Uh-huh. All right. I got a creepy one, okay?
Oh, okay.
All right. This girl asks if her new boyfriend is acting normally. She says, "Scott, I want some advice." All right. She says, "My boyfriend and I are 2 weeks into our relationship, and I need advice about whether or not this is a red flag. I oversee a couple of convenience stores in Colville, and he will often show up right before I go inside to work and give me a kiss, and then hang out in his car my whole shift."
Does the man not have a job?
Must not. She says, when I take a break.
First red flag.
Yeah, first red flag. He can hang out there all day. She says he will often show up right before I work during my whole shift. And then she says, when I take a break, I go out to visit him. And when my shift is over, he will follow me home to make sure I get there safely. Sometimes he stays. Other times he goes back to his own place. He says he can't get enough of me and likes seeing me through the windows of the stores where I manage and likes getting little moments with me on break.
Red flag, red flag, red flag. It's just downright creepy.
It is. So the first few times it was cute, but now I'm wondering if it's a red flag. A couple of my friends think it'd be cute if he did it once in a while, like if we hadn't seen each other in a few days. What do you think? And Val, creepy, right?
Creepy. You know, it'd be one thing if he knew, hey, my break is from 10 to 10:30, and he was like, oh, I'm going to swing over during her break, and we can spend a little time together. But to just sit in his car and watch her all day? Ooh, man. That's stalking. That's not a boyfriend. That's a stalker.
This is not going to end well. All right.
It is not. No.
Do you know what he's wearing in the car?
Don't walk, run.
Do you want to know what
I don't know. What's he wearing? Yes.
Pajamas all day. Pajamas all day.
Because he doesn't have a job.
Yeah. I just don't walk, run.
Scary. All right, common misconceptions with Val.
Wikipedia has a fun-filled entry on common misconceptions. Number 1, Space Invaders release in 1978 did not cause a shortage of coins in Japan.
So it's a myth.
It's a myth. Oh, because they were putting them in the machine. Okay, I was like...
You're thinking of like a desktop unit like today? No, we used to go to arcades and spend ridiculous amounts of money playing pinball machines and video arcade games, and now you just spend ridiculous amounts of money on a box and take it home and play.
Exactly. Next one, humans do not generate all of the brain cells they will ever have by the age of 2 years old. Oh,
Really?
We keep growing brain cells. That's good to know, because I've killed enough of them over the year.
Some of us. And then some of us don't.
Automotive batteries stored on a concrete floor do not discharge any faster than they would on other surfaces.
Ooh.
See, I didn't know these misconceptions were out there, I guess. So
for
That's
my
interesting.
entire life that I've been driving, so since I was 16, whenever I've had a battery and I'm going to like set it in the garage or something like that, I've always found wood to set it on top of. So that was needless. Wow.
Wow. Okay, so you had that misconception.
Yes.
Okay. Submerging a mobile phone which has suffered from water damage into rice has not been shown to be effective in repairing them.
But people still do it.
Well, people still do it in an act of desperation, evidently. But it's nice. A lot of phones, at least, are rated now to take a little bit of a dip. So
Okay.
Poinsettias are not highly toxic to humans or cats. Oh.
Another one I've been
Well.
protecting my cats from my entire life.
Yes, if somebody gives me a poinsettia, it goes on the highest place in the whole house, so the cats don't get into it.
Well, that's strange.
But I did it.
They always want to eat it too.
They do. Yeah. I had a cat, the one who just recently passed from cancer, who I could not have a plant anywhere she could get near it because she would eat it. And, and before I realized that was her habit, she did get sick once. I don't know what plant it was on. Evidently not a poinsettia.
All right.
So, all right. And finally, the last one here, egg balancing is possible on every day of the year, not just the vernal equinox.
Huh?
Yeah.
I never even heard that one before.
I think I had something weird about that, but I don't know. I've got more important things to do than to try and balance an egg.
Mm-hmm. All right, I've got some bad poetry.
Oh, okay.
I love it when all the leaves fall. My leaf blower's running so sweet. I turned up the engine so high, now it blows them to the next street.
Oh, you know, you're a poet and I never knew it or know it. You didn't know it.
You know what else I've used a leaf blower for?
What?
Snow removal.
Oh, if it's nice and light and fluffy?
It is. Or if you get out there really before it starts to pile up and there's just, 3 inches or whatever, you can totally blow it into the neighbor's yard with your snow blower. I've done it many times.
With your leaf blower?
Yeah. Sorry, leaf blower. Yeah, thanks, Val.
We use ours to blow off the patio. You know, when you get pine needles or whatever that have blown in on the patio, we use it for that. So.
No, you're not supposed to use a leaf blower for blowing pine needles.
Yeah. All right. Any more bad poetry from you this morning?
No, but I do have some hygiene tips.
Oh, okay.
This is the hygiene tips that more people
And a team is only as strong as its weakest player. That's you.
Oh, thanks. Wow, Val. Huh. Amazing how
Did you prematurely play one of your sound bites?
Yes. I had a premature sound bite. Hygiene tips for people, the more people should know about. First one, for those with glasses, wipe them down at the end of the day. Nobody wants to see the part that touches your face all foggy and, it's kind of gross. Val, brush your tongue. It'll significantly reduce bad breath.
Okay.
All right.
Can you smell it from there or something? Is this a clue? Are you trying to hand me a piece of gum?
Yes. Today on Facebook, smell-o-vision. All right. To wash your belly button in the shower. I always forget that. Wash behind your ears.
Especially if you wear glasses. You kind of, I don't know, something about wearing glasses and having that behind your ears.
Clean your phone at the end of the day. Oh. You ever get your phone in just the right light and you went, wow, was I eating chicken?
Yeah.
Because it's super greasy.
Yeah, it's just gross looking. I usually clean mine. See, I do it in the morning. I'll get up in the morning and I'll clean my glasses and I clean my phone.
So I'm going to demonstrate on camera how to clean your phone at any time, all right? You can do this at any time. See that, Val? Yeah. You got a shoulder, you got a sleeve, phone clean.
Yeah, and you know, if it's really bad, you can do like you do with your glasses. You give them a little fog first.
Back to the bad breath.
Little condensation.
Last one. If you get sick, change your toothbrush. If you don't get sick, just keep on using it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say change your toothbrush.
Yeah, go ahead. Probably change it. What do they say, every 3 months?
Yeah, I'm not good about that.
You're not good about that?
Be.
All right, Val has a quick joke.
A woman called a pet store and said, "Can you send me about 3 dozen cockroaches?" "I guess so," said the clerk. "Why in the world do you need 3 dozen cockroaches?" "I'm moving," the woman replied, "and my lease said that they have to leave my place exactly the way I found it."
All right, to more phone stuff, Val. Tell us about your hungry for a smartphone monster. And by the way, I have a brand new phone today because let's see, since I've gotten to Maine, I'm on my 3rd phone.
What have you been doing?
Bad luck. Bad luck. Oh. I did order one that wouldn't work, and T-Mobile said, yeah, it's even though it was a brand new phone, they said, and it said when I bought it online that it worked with T-Mobile, they said it doesn't totally work with T-Mobile. So whatever that means.
Oh. Yeah, there's, with the last phones we bought were unlocked, and yeah, there's a few features that don't necessarily work when you get an unlocked phone. So, All right, your house is a hungry smartphone monster. It turns out 51% of accidents that ruin a smartphone happen inside the home. The top 5 danger zones for your phone: the kitchen, I could see that. Drop it in the sink, whatever.
Ooh.
The living room.
Huh?
The living room is interesting to me.
Seems pretty safe. Lots of carpet, cushy couches. Doesn't seem that dangerous.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. The bathroom again makes sense.
So
Drop
so
it in the
so my
toilet.
old phone still works. So
Yeah.
that I take that into the hot tub.
Oh,
So
that's smart.
so I can surf and play games, and if I drop it in the tub, no big deal.
Yeah, Brad lost one in the hot tub before. There was no saving it either. So yeah, that was a bad one.
Ouch.
It was a bad one. Back before, he had all of his photos backed up to Google. So
Oh,
yeah.
so he lost all those incriminating photos of himself.
Exactly. But I still have them.
Oh, good, good, good.
The driveway makes sense.
I've
Yeah.
heard people driving over their phone, driving off with it on the
And,
top of the car too.
Yes. And then finally the bedroom. And again, how do you wreck your phone in the bedroom?
Seems
Or do we want to know?
Well, I was shooting some video and
All right. Little few statistics for you. 9% of us have dropped our phone in the toilet. 6% have left the phone on the car roof and driven off.
Told
which
ya.
I mentioned. Yep. And 5% admit to putting it in the washing machine. I have a friend who washed her very expensive phone.
really,
Yeah. So.
all right. I lost
All right.
one. I was walking through the radio station, and for people that have attended concerts there, on the dance floor, we have those steel. I don't know what you'd call them, pilings for roof support. And I was walking by it, kind of had my hand sticking out to the side with my phone in it, and I clipped one of those steel poles and just shattered the whole phone immediately.
Oh.
Didn't
I
matter. It
had
had
a-
protective case. Gone.
Yeah. Well, in my one time I broke mine bad like that. I had one of the Galaxy ones that have the curved edges, so it's kind of harder to find a case that works for them. So I'd found a case that actually, had a cover on it you could open and close. So I'm getting out of the car, had it like on my lap, drop it, the lid flips open, it falls on its face and cracks the screen. I'm like, oh my gosh. So much for that. Yes. Oh, and they're so expensive.
They are ridiculously expensive unless you're Scott and you buy cheap bad ones online.
Well, that's been our last couple ones too. It's been, eBay.
Yep.
So
I refuse to get one through the phone company. I am not going to buy an $800 phone from T-Mobile and make payments on it. That seems insane to me.
right.
And then their cheapest phones are usually crud. But you can go on Amazon and get a good one. I used to buy phones for $100. Now I think this last one I got's a Motorola. It was closer to $200. But you save a ton and you're not making those payments. I can't imagine making payments on a phone. They've really corporations have really put the screws to us.
They have. They have. Yeah, and our problem is we have our phone plans are prepaid, and so you have to buy your phone outright. So, but yeah, we're not going to do it through Verizon. We just do it through eBay or wherever we can find them. And
Of course,
Yeah.
save all that money, folks. All right, I have some
Exactly.
overly obvious studies. All right, first one.
all right,
Women use more emojis.
that's because we want to express our emotions more than men do.
I bet that's it. Researchers from Rice University analyzed 124,000 texts and discovered that women are twice as likely as men to use emojis in text messages. So I use them all the time. Does that mean I'm a little bit feminine?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think?
You're in touch with your feminine side. It's all good.
All right.
Yeah.
You said that kind of nicely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
People bond
I'll
over.
get you later on something, though.
I'm sure you will. All right. It says people bond over alcohol. All right. Overly obvious study. A study from University of Pittsburgh confirmed that pretty much everyone and their mom already knows it's easier for people to connect when they're drinking. Scientists also discovered that moderate drinking makes you feel happier.
Oh.
Because the heavy
That's
drinkers,
why I always got a smile on my face.
heavy drinkers are always crying too. You ever notice that?
Oh.
I remember
There's different kind. I think women though, and I'll stereotype us again since that kind of was along that line. I think women are probably more apt to get weepy when they're drinking, when they've drank too much. I don't know if men get weepy or not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Our brother did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was my last class reunion, and after the bar scene, there was a house party, and one of my friends from high school wanted me to go to the house party. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go. Everybody's going to be really, really drunk. And he goes, oh, come on, let's go. And I said, no, we're going to get there. And that third of our class that drink too much, all the girls are going to be crying. So he convinces me to go to this house party and knock on the door. The door opens, and guess what? Girls are crying.
All the girls are crying?
Not all of them, but yeah, a table full.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I get weepy. I don't think I get crying.
I've never
when I'm
seen you.
drunk.
I've never seen you, but
Yeah. I was telling Brad the other day because Brad is a happy drunk, very happy drunk. And so, but I was telling him the other day all of his tells that he's had too much to drink. And he's like, I don't do that. And I'm like, then we had a friend going, yeah, Brad, you do that. So Brad has his drunk tells for sure.
Uh-huh.
So, and I don't know if I do or not. He didn't mention mine, but yeah.
You need to shoot more video.
Yeah.
Shoot more video. All right. Next one, overly obvious study. Women really care about other people. According to a UK study, women are more likely to make decisions based on how they will affect other people. Men, on the other hand, are more self-absorbed. And I could see that. Women tend to be more empathetic than men, I would say.
And for the most part, I feel like I am. But I recently did something, and I guess I shouldn't admit it because I'm not really proud of it, but I had...
Everybody's going, what did she do? What did she do?
I have this friend who had gotten to the point where she was draining me. I didn't even want to see her anymore. So I was at that point in our relationship, and so I had the choice of doing something. Well, I was going to have to do it anyway. I knew what I had to do was going to make her mad. But I did it in such a way that I knew would make her madder just because I didn't want to deal with her anymore. And that's terrible. But I was like, I know this will kind of put a strain on our friendship, and I'm really okay with that.
So you made her mad so she didn't want to be your friend anymore?
Well, I was going to make her mad regardless. It's just the way I made her mad made her madder than I probably would have needed to do it. It was going to happen.
That's awesome.
But yeah, and I feel really bad about that, but it was just didn't want to be around her in any way, and I knew that this would strain it more than the other way I could have done it.
A vampire Karen.
Yes, very much so. Right. So, and I feel guilty, but yet I feel really relieved.
There you go. Well, sometimes you gotta shed that toxic person in your life, right?
Yes. Uh-huh. So, anyway.
All right. More obvious studies. Being at the beach makes you happy. Yes, research from the University of Plymouth found that spending time next to the ocean makes people feel happy and more relaxed than hanging out in a city. All right.
Well, that's kind of obvious.
Duh. All right.
Yeah.
More stupid studies. Researchers from Harvard discovered that women are happiest when their husbands and boyfriends are empathetic to their emotions.
Again, Mr. Obvious.
You just need to listen and stuff. Sounds like a lot of work.
Well, everybody wants to be heard.
Here's another one that says men like sex.
But we don't always want to hear them.
Like that. study
Just
from
like that.
Brunel University in the UK determined that not only are men more likely to have one-night stands, they'll lower their standards. Women, on the other hand, will typically only have a one-night stand with a hot guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you feel like you fit that? Because I always tell you, lower your standards and up your average.
Yes, I've been told that many times, and no, I don't. And going the other way, as far as I've never, been a one-night stand for a woman either, because I'm not a hot guy. I wish I was a hot guy, but yeah, never been a hot guy. I think I have a sound effect for that. What is it? Last on my list, tattooed people take more risks. Studies have shown that people with ink are more likely to be wilder than those without the tats. A study from France found that people who have tattoos are also more likely to drink more. So basically, if you do something a little risky like getting a tattoo, you're likely to do other risky things. Wow. Val, you got any tattoos?
I have 2 tattoos. But I'll show you the one just because it's a little backstory. I've always been really hard on rings. I'm not a girly girl, and I don't remember to take my rings off before I, go out and work in the garden or whatever. So I perpetually losing diamonds or whatever. So I told Brad I wanted to get my wedding ring, like a tattoo on my finger instead of wearing a ring anymore. So I did that, and let's see if you can see it on the camera. Got a little Celtic.
Hold up your hand just a little more.
Celtic
I'm zooming in. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I've got a little Celtic knot on my ring finger, on my wedding ring finger. So here's the deal, though, and I tell them all the time, see, with this, I can say married, not married.
Oh, it's on the top but not the bottom?
Yeah. Married, not married.
So depending on how you're feeling about them that day, you can totally switch it up. Wow, that's just all kinds of wrong, Val. All right, let's roll into, I think, did you have any other bits and breaks this morning, or did we finish them up, though?
I think we finished those up, yes.
All right. I think I need to go get a tattoo, be a little more risky.
Yeah?
But I've been.
What would it be of?
I don't know. I'm scared of needles, too, which is really weird considering all the shots that I've got. Do you remember the overnight case? It was like a 60s overnight case you'd have in a set of luggage. Do you remember the overnight case I had as a child?
With your medicine and everything in it?
No. It was needles.
Oh.
And it was syringes. So every time,
really?
They would never do this today, but every time I got a shot, and I got a lot of shots as a kid. That's why I'm so unhealthy today. Every time I got a shot, they'd break the needle off and give me the syringe. And there's always still a little tiny piece of the needle sticking out. They made excellent squirt guns and stuff. But I literally had this, overnight suitcase thing, this little tiny, like a woman would carry her makeup in the 60s, literally with hundreds of syringes in it. What a sick collection that was. Hundreds.
I guess I do vaguely remember it now.
Hundreds of them.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Extra creepy.
Do you sit outside your girlfriend's work too and wait for her to get off?
If I had a girlfriend, yes, I would.
Yes, you would. You're like, I can work from my car.
That's right. That's right. I could do my show and everything. I'd never have to leave her side. Never. All right, little trivia.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right, Val, let's roll out some trivia. You can feed me yesterday's, and I will feed you. No, you feed me today's, and I'll feed you yesterday's. Does that make more sense?
Yep, it does.
Okay. All right. I'm ready if you want to start.
Oh, you bet. Okay. Over the 10-year lifespan of one of these, it will need to be repaired on average 3 times. 10-year lifespan, 3 times.
10-year lifespan. That's all this thing lasts is 10 years?
before it's replaced.
I need to be repaired 3 times. Gosh, I don't. Is it big or small?
It is medium size. So we'll say I'll give you smaller than a car.
Wash machine or a dryer?
No, and it's something. I'll give you a huge clue. It's something that would not be in your home.
Wow, not in your home, and it's not your car.
It's not your car.
And it's not in your home.
And and it's not yours. I'll give you another clue.
Wow, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go to Facebook for help. Yeah, there's no help on Facebook. Thanks, guys.
There's no help.
Really appreciate that. Boy, Val, I hate to give up. It's not mine. It needs a 10-year lifespan. Needs to replace 3 times. Does it belong to the city?
It belongs to it's a commercial thing.
Wow.
It would be a commercial object, so not to the city.
A delivery vehicle. And you said it's not a car, though. I give up.
Yeah. A shopping cart.
Oh, come on.
Yep. A shopping cart's wheels need to be replaced about 3 times in 10 years.
Wow. Can I say that your hints suck?
Hey.
All right. Most people by age 60 have lost 50% of these, even though they still have them.
They've lost them, even though they've still.
Well, maybe they've totally lost them. It's a very tiny body part. You say by age 60, you've lost 50% of these. So we'll go if they're just totally gone.
Oh.
Something in your body.
Something in your body that you've lost.
Yeah, you need them to stay happy.
A little serotonin?
No. They actually do a job that involves one of your senses.
Well, would it be your teeth?
How do your teeth really, though, do one of your senses? Something that would be more...
Because you chew and you taste.
I guess your body feels the movement, but that's not it.
Okay.
Something that really pertains to your senses.
Oh, taste buds.
There you go. You lose 50% of your taste buds by age 60.
Oh, that's why the older you get, the more salt you put on stuff or something, maybe?
It could be.
Okay.
All right.
Oh. Well, I was close with the teeth, but...
You were close.
Trivia.
That only counts in hand grenades, though.
In horseshoes.
Yes.
If you live in Arizona and own one of these, it picks up about 20 pounds of dust a year.
Cat.
Oh.
20 pounds of dust.
Yeah. You don't own a cat. You should know that.
Oh, yeah, they own you. You live in Arizona, and it's going to pick up 20 pounds of dust a year. Your vacuum.
Oh, that's a good guess, but it's not right.
Your pool?
Yeah, you got it. Your swimming pool.
All right. Second try.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah, look at you.
Yeah, I'm almost smart.
Only counts in horseshoes.
Yeah. All right. You don't watch. Oh, do you watch very many sitcoms?
Not really.
Okay.
But
all right.
Yeah.
I'm going to skip that one then. That'd be kind of tough. Average person. Let's see. We'll skip that one too. It's by the Live Val. Former. Oh no! I'm sorry. I'm finding some that would have already been done. Okay, here it is. Pepper is the top-selling spice in the world. What's second?
Pepper's the top selling?
Yes, top-selling spice in the world. What's second? And this one, it is a spice. It's usually in a condiment, and you wouldn't necessarily think of it as a spice, or at least somebody who doesn't cook like me wouldn't think of it as a spice.
Okay, it's in condiments.
In a particular type of condiment.
Okay. And you wouldn't think of it as a spice, but it's called a spice.
It is a spice, but I just off the top of my head, I would I wouldn't think of it. I was just thinking, oh, that's what you put on blank.
Mustard?
Yes. Wow, first guess. Good
Okay.
deal, yeah. Mustard, the second selling spice. That sounds surprising. Now, you cook a lot. Do you ever use mustard spice in your food?
Not unless I have a recipe that specifically calls for it, except for the sauce for my potato salad has mustard powder in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hit me.
Your doctor has just diagnosed you with oniomania. What are you suffering from?
Anger.
Oniomania.
Sounds angry.
Oh, no.
Being German?
It sounds like that. It's something that you personally do quite a bit, but I don't. Yeah, you do it quite a bit, but I don't know if you would go so far as to call it a mania for you. And I do it a lot too.
Huh. Everything that's coming into my mind is things I don't want to say on the radio. Oniomania.
You and I have the urge, but it's not an uncontrollable urge.
Huh. To eat too much?
No.
Oniomania.
And you're going to say I suck at this again, but I guess I was thinking about something that you and I both do.
Pick our noses?
Hey, that's just you.
I don't know.
It's an uncontrollable urge to buy things. I guess I was thinking you and I shop on Amazon quite a bit.
Way too much.
So an uncontrollable urge to buy things.
Yeah, I shop out of boredom, so that could be a disease. So, but it's always little things because I'm poor. Oh yay! I got a new colored light bulb. Yeah, I've turned the whole apartment into a disco here. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
In the study, it was real.
I was just thinking I need to buy some new lights for the house.
There you go.
It's,
It's the holidays, right? Right?
That's right.
I saw some really cool purple and orange ones for Halloween. Just saying.
Ooh.
In a study, it was revealed that 50% of adults have at least one of these in their bedroom.
At least 50%.
Same thing we're
TV?
talking about.
Oh, lights?
Nightlight.
Nightlight.
I was waiting for you to say disco ball.
Only 50% of people have a nightlight?
Yeah.
We had to get the red ones because they kind of, you can see well enough by them to not run into anything, but it doesn't have that blue light that messes your circadian rhythm.
Yep.
Yeah. So we have little red night lights.
All right.
So, yeah.
Anything else for me?
Let's see. Oh, okay. I saw that a group of kangaroos is called a mob, if you didn't know that. I'm going to give you some other group names, and you tell me what animals are part of them.
Oh, gosh.
Ready? I think you might know this one. A group of these is called a gaggle.
Gaggle. Is it geese?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
You got it. A group of these is called a pod.
Oh, it's they're small, right?
No, well, there's a large one that would be called a pod. There's also a small one. So two different animals.
Oh,
some are
is
big,
an
some are
elephant
small.
in a pod?
Nope.
Some kind of thing that looks like a rodent. A marsupial?
No.
Is it a marsupial?
It is not called. It's not a marsupial.
I give up then.
There's a pod of whales.
Oh, I should have known that. Oh, I'm so stupid.
Yeah.
I knew that.
But evidently also salamanders. They call a bunch of salamanders a pod as well.
Ew.
That was news to me.
Ew. Okay.
A group of these is called a parliament.
Oh. Only in the UK. Let's see, a parliament. Are they animals that suck?
No. Good assumption, but no.
A parliament. Are they regal animals?
Yes. I would say that this is a regal animal. At least I would call it that.
Now I can't think of a regal animal. A parliament. I have no idea, Val.
A parliament is a group of owls.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Also,
one.
evidently, peacocks. There's the other option
parliament?
that they call a parliament.
I'll never
All right.
forget that tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. A group of these is called a sleuth.
Sleuth. Is it a group of sloths hanging out in a sleuth?
You would think that would be it, but no.
A sleuth. No idea.
Bears.
Bears
Group
in a
of
sleuth.
bears is called a sleuth.
Okay.
Also, raccoons are also called a sleuth.
Wow.
And finally, one more. I've never heard this word before in my whole life. A group of a dozen or more of these is called a flink. F-L-I-N-K, a flink.
That's a group of women shopping. No. Oh man.
No.
A flink.
No. A flink.
Mice. Rodents.
It's. Yeah, I'll give you that small animal. It's kind of in that range. Would you like me to tell you what it is?
Yes, please.
Rabbits.
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 Flink. Wow.
It says or cows. Now I've never heard a group of cows called a flink.
No.
It would be a herd.
Yeah.
Who the heck wrote this?
Yeah, that's just dumb. Well, I'm going to be a lot nicer to you, Val.
Okay, thank you.
Answer wrong and win. Blue.
This is harder than answering right sometimes, though.
Yes, it is. It is. Stupidest answer possible, please. Blue jay, robin, and cardinal are all types of
mice.
Baseball teams.
Better answer than mine.
All right. Name something a restaurant would have on tables for customers.
That would be a porta potty.
Oh, yuck. Yuck. Please feel free to use this at any time. The one that popped into my head was really dirty. All right. That's all I'm saying. It was really dirty. All right. What form of transportation uses tracks?
A porta potty.
Just give me an answer for everything. And what part of the body do you apply lipstick?
Depends on if you kiss butt a lot.
And name something a toddler can do by age 2.
Run for Congress.
Oh, wouldn't that be awesome? Well, they act like a bunch of babies. I think. Oh, you're right on. All right, Val's got to run, so we got to be quick.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing.
Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
All right, always start off the news attack. First part's true. Second part, good joke. Val starts off, news attack, Val.
All right. Where legal, Uber Eats is now delivering marijuana.
Huh?
Get your weed and food for the munchies all in one order.
Wow. Well, and I saw something about that here in Maine where you could have it delivered, and I'm like, really? I don't have to leave the house.
Gone are the days when you went to your drug dealer's place.
Yeah, whatever. It's so weird. The world's changing in some good ways, I guess. All right, man in Romania want a divorce.
At least you're not driving when you're stoned.
That's right. For all those people that can't wait to get home. All right. Yeah. Man in Romania wanted a divorce because unless the Uber driver pinches your bag.
Oh.
Yeah, and then what do you give him for a tip? This is a whole new world of problems now. All right. Man in Romania wanted a divorce because his wife used so much garlic in her cooking it made him allergic to it. It was a tough case, Every time either one of them got on the stand and opened their mouth to testify, the jury passed out. It's bad.
We've all been around those people.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, smell-o-vision. Oh, Scott.
Yeah,
back up from the
smell-o-vision
mic.
live.
Economists say there's an almost 100% chance we're going to have a recession. Let's just make it extra fun and throw in some crazy new COVID variant, too.
Oh, yeah, BBX coming our way. I missed that in the stories today. New variant has jumped 54% in the past week. It's coming our way. Thank you again, UK and China. Economists,
Exactly. Well, and there was the Pfizer CEO has had COVID twice in the last, few months. He said one of them was this new variant. And so he got that he got, I don't know. Anyway, he couldn't get his shot because he just had COVID. And then so he got COVID again. But he said one of them was this brand new variant, the gift that keeps giving.
Wow. And why do they keep coming out of the UK and China first? Well, what are they doing over there to breed these?
I don't know.
Wow. It's all that face kissing the French do, I bet. All right. Economists say there's almost 100% chance we're going to have a recession, Val. Have you heard this?
I hadn't heard.
All right. Two choices.
Tell me more.
Ask the boss for a raise today and be laughed at, or visit the boss's office during the recession and be laughed at. Huh. Okay.
Either way, you're not getting that raise.
That's right.
Donald Trump's company charged the Secret Service as much as 5 times more than the government rate for agents to stay overnight at Trump hotels. We were talking about this earlier. I can't imagine paying 5 times the normal rate for a hotel room. Oh, wait. Yes, I can. I once accidentally consumed some minibar water and pretzels.
Uh-huh. I was in a hotel in Miami, and let's see, I can't remember which one was which. The cola was $12, the can of pop, and the candy bar was $4 in the mini fridge. So yeah, $16 for a can of pop and 3 Musketeers.
Can't you just walk out in the hallway and hit the vending machine?
They didn't have them. They were forcing you to use your mini bar. And
wow.
My plane got in late. Everything was closed, and I didn't want to walk around downtown Miami looking for food because I didn't think that was a good idea. But later I found out it had been okay. All right.
Well, and Trump was actually, essentially forcing the Secret Service to use his hotel.
Yes. There are now more than 500,000 people aged 100 or older around the world. Most of them say they don't know the secret to reaching 100, but if you reach 101, they all recommend you try avoiding to blow out 100 birthday candles.
Well, and when their dentures end up on the cake, it's never good for anybody.
Ooh, all right.
Research finds autumn is the time of year we're most likely to fall off of our diet. Yeah. It doesn't help that everything is pumpkin spiced. When they added it to a celery a few years ago, I gave up on losing weight altogether.
Pumpkin spice celery?
Bad joke, see?
Proof. Researchers say an apple a day really does keep the doctor away thanks to strong antioxidants that fight cell damage. Another way to stay healthy, knock-knock jokes. Do them enough and no one will be around you, which means you'll catch fewer colds.
There you go. Do you have an apple knock-knock joke? That's what we need.
Yeah. I'm going to do the next one, too, because it fits me better, Val. I need to go on a diet. I opened up a tub of all of my fall sweaters yesterday, and they fit me perfectly as ski caps. It's true. All right. On to the world of wacky...
Headbands?
And headbands? Yeah. If I cut them up. On to the world of wacky but true. We don't add any stupid lines to the story because the criminals and the victims have done it all themselves. And here we go with Val.
All right. Matthew Leatham is facing a felony battery charge in Florida, after allegedly slicing up a friend with a razor outside a gas station convenience store. A surveillance camera recorded Leatham chasing the victim, who is seen holding a shirt to his neck to stop the bleeding from a slice wound. In Leatham's booking photo, we learn that he is an actual Florida man. He has a tattoo of the Sunshine State on his forehead.
So if somebody finds him, they can send him home?
Yeah, and evidently he's a career criminal because early last year, Lethem was charged with a misdemeanor because he called 911 twice to request a ride home.
Oh, all right. I think I got one for him.
Stupid elf! You could have killed me! Dobby never meant to kill. Dobby only meant to maim or seriously injure.
All right. Syracuse, New York man was charged with arson after police said he set his shower curtain on fire in his apartment to try to get visitors to leave. Yes, it was. I don't have to do stuff like that. I just put it on my answering machine. Listen to this.
Hi, we're probably not home, or we're just avoiding someone we don't like. Leave a message, and if we don't call back, it's you.
It was 12:21 in the morning. Daniel Hart wanted the people inside his apartment to leave. He went into his bathroom, set the shower curtain on fire with a lighter. Curtain fell onto the floor where it burned until police officers arrived and stomped it out. The floor and the doorframe of the bathroom was burned. Hart was charged with second-degree arson of his own house. All right, let's try this.
Can't you just ask him to leave?
It's time to go.
May the Yuletide log slip from your fire and burn your house down.
Yes.
Here's one a little closer to home. An Idaho man was recently sentenced to prison on drug trafficking charges after hiding methamphetamine in condiment bottles, including sriracha and mustard. Derek Brian Lee Gondal, 4 names there, was sentenced to spend 5 to 10 years in state prison after pleading guilty to felony drug trafficking.
I don't know, but this mustard is really making me edgy.
I could understand it with the sriracha, but not the mustard.
He's like drinking the whole bottle of mustard.
It is a spice, you know.
It is, but only in Idaho.
Would you mind saying that again? Idaho? That's frightfully interesting. We pronounce it Ohio.
All right. Oh, man. A guy in Poland tried to make an early exit during a plane flight. Just as the plane touched down, he attempted to wrestle his way through the emergency exit rear door. Passengers took him out. I love that. The man told authorities he believed the wing was on fire. Ooh, let's see what I have for this one. Here, is that the...
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
Oh, this one says burn too. Let's try it.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical, like money. They can't be bought, bullied, reasoned, or negotiated with. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Yes. All right.
He must have had a little bit of that sriracha.
Yeah, I think his name was Trump. All right, keep going.
A Canadian woman is making waves online after video surfaced of her riding a surfboard while simultaneously playing tennis, hula hooping, and even wearing high heels. The clip of her one-woman show is currently blowing up as viewers marvel at her ability to perform multiple talents at once. 29-year-old Cassandra Lee had reportedly been inspired to perform the incredible balancing feat when her friends suggested she do something funny on the board. And I guess you can look this up. There's an image online.
Surfboarding, hula hooting, hooping. Although I like hula hooting. Whoop, whoop. And dress shoes. Huh. She can do a lot of stuff on a surfboard.
Where did you get that dress? It's awful, and those shoes and that coat. Jeez.
All right, firefighters in Naples, back to Florida. I wish I had the song ready. Conducted an unusual rescue when they were summoned to assist a woman whose foot had become caught in a massage chair. How did her foot get up into the chair?
That's what I'm wondering.
Firefighters cut off the power to the...
I'm just thinking there was something she wanted massaged that she couldn't have massaged from sitting normally in the chair.
Uh-huh. Firefighters cut off the power to the chair and used a grinder to cut through the steel rods in the back holding the chair's rollers in place. The woman was examined by paramedics and released at the scene. Huh. She did have this to say to one of the officers, though.
You're going to do some feet flirting.
Which prompted me to say, do I have to? Sure. Okay. All right. I did have a couple fun ones. I think it was from yesterday. Yes. Candidates for a cleaning job at a Romanian school complained after being sent a tough multiple choice test. Right? Candidates for the janitor's job protested to local authorities after being made to take the test involving in-depth mathematics and biology questions. Officials at the school said they had devised the test in order to select the best possible candidate. Okay. I didn't know that was a requirement for being a janitor.
I didn't either.
Right. Here's how they prep for the test.
All right, gang. Shock, quick, no cleaning. I shall resist. Everybody else, be as gross as possible. Think dirty thoughts. Good work.
Good work.
Good work. Last one for us Germans. Are you ready, Val?
Oh, yes.
German officers called to a drunken dispute between two 29-year-old men and a 35-year-old woman. Police said the trio acted in extremely aggressive and uncooperative fashion. In the course of resisting arrest, the 29-year-old man bit a police dog.
Was it a German Shepherd?
Yes. K9 did not sustain any injuries. Meanwhile, the 35-year-old woman injured a police officer with a punch to the face. Wow. All three were
Germans
detained.
Are angry.
Yes, and spent the rest of the night in jail to sober up. Did you say the Germans were angry, Val?
I did.
Oh, the Germans are mad at me. I'm so scared. Ooh, the Germans. Uh-oh, the Germans are coming to get me.
Easy, guys.
Oh, don't let the Germans come after me.
Please stop the pretending you're scared,
game. Stop it. No, they're so big and strong.
Stop it, Mr. Burns. Stop pretending you're scared of us, please.
Stop it.
One last question, Val. If the Germans are so big and strong, what happened to me?
And me? Oh, man.
Tiny little Germans. All right. Auf Wiedersehen. Me and Val heading out. Val, thank you for joining me for the show today. I love you. You're my sister.
Oh, I love you, too. I was missing you since it's been a couple weeks.
Glad you're back, and glad your husband's doing well with his new hip. And I just want to say,
his bionic hip.
Just take it easy on him. And after you're done catering to him, make sure you tell him this.
You're going to do some feet flirting.
He's going to have to make it up to you for doing all the walking and working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I like that.
All right. And you out there in Radioland, keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio. Thanks for joining us today. It is KCHW 102.7. Peace out, baby.
Peace out, baby.
Your KCHW Morning Show, made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Are you ready to make a difference in Chewelah? New Health is hiring for several clinical positions in our Chewelah Medical Clinic, including medical assistants and certified nursing assistants. With competitive salaries, benefits, and professional development opportunities, New Health will help you grow your career while providing quality health care to your local community. Learn more about the available positions and apply online at newhealth.ca. newhealth.org/careers. That's NEWHEALTH.org/careers. Or give us a call at 509-935-6001 to learn more. That's 509-935-6001. New Health, bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
It's 9:05.
You're listening to Northern Lights Public Radio on 102.7 KCHW. Shawila, Addie, Gifford.